on devices instead of activity. Okay, I'm so sorry. I just got a notification. Okay. Yeah, from autopilot to apps, our lives have become increasingly automated. By depending on devices instead of actively engaging in work or leisure, our cognitive skills fade away. The internet, as the central medium of which we read, write, and learn, has fundamentally changed the wiring of our brains, diminishing our ability to think and deeply and critically. Humans are not effective multitaskers, and digital media's constant distractions weaken our focus and scatter our attention. And eventually, instead of broadening our intellectual or societal horizon, social media narrows our worlds or to echo chambers. Tech giants know more about us than we know about ourselves. And as the famous anonymous group, we have been harvesting our lives on the internet, which is making us dumb. And as they really related to us mere consumers of data, we lose our autonomy. So now can I change my stance?
I'm trying to communicate that to you to change. You just have to.
Okay.
It's just reading points. Just change quickly.
Okay. Also, the digital revolution has reinvented knowledge, replacing traditional constraints and with open limited networks. Also, with the internet, humans can work together infinitively.
Yeah, so okay. Please just look at
Thank you.
Speaking, because you're not able to see. I'm doing everything possible to even speak, but I don't know.
I'm so sorry, but you were not visible on the screen. Somebody else was.
Then can you just ping me? Like
okay, I'll do that.
Manali, when you spotlight our judge Ananya, will she stay on the screen for everyone?
Yes, all the four is on the screen.
Right.
The judge, the two participants, as well as the timer.
Ananya will physically raise her hand. She's not able to be heard properly, but her physical raising of the hand is pretty conspicuous. So just make sure while you're presenting not to get too caught up and miss her hand coming up.
Or just look at me while you're speaking, because you're just reading points, right? You have to just communicate to the judge pretty well. So just make sure that you do that. So are you going to start now?
Yes, ma'am. All right, so I'll start with my serious second topic, which is, does advertising deserve to be trusted or sanctioned? All right, so first of all, I'd like to put this on record that there is no mention about what kind of advertising we are talking about here. Is it a commercial advertising or campaign advertising or something completely different? So the way I look at it is that advertising actually provides knowledge to people, not only customers, people. It was only possible that during the COVID-19 pandemic, people were made aware how to deal with this kind of situation, how to be prepared when someone gets sick and things like that. Second point is that advertising actually, increases the knowledge of customers as well. Customers specifically, I'm speaking that because many people usually buy things which are not safe for them or which are not safe for the society. All right. And speaking that, I think that advertisement can also be very false because many companies try to play bad or dirty in the market and doesn't respond to the government guidelines as they should.
Change.
I think my time is up.
Yeah. The timer isn't at my end. I'm not able to see the timer being, moving. I don't know.
I'm so sorry. It's on in the back end. You have about 37 seconds left. 1 second.
Yeah. So
I think it's moving now.
Wait.
Sorry, what?
Change the stance. If you're speaking for, speak on against now first.
All right. So advertisements can never be trusted completely, and I'm saying this because many companies in past have played dirty at the name of advertisement, provided wrong information just to sell their products and to beat their competitors in the market. Advertising also blinds people to make the correct choices, as it shows what's only good and what's actually edited at a certain level.
And now your time is up.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
So first, can you see me? Like, have you pinned me down, or you would be able to see me, right, Anjali? You're not audible.
Unmute, Anjali, unmute.
Yeah, okay. Now I can see you. Okay, so yeah, I'll be starting with my funny topic number 1. is silence, nothingness, or another form of speech? So yeah, can you just, I can see you now. It's somebody else on the screen again.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I am. Okay.
Yeah, start.
Yeah. So it is obviously clear that we are living in a noisy world, and what it sounds and noise pursue us everywhere we go, in the street, in the restaurants, everywhere, supermarkets, and in these places where silence is considered as a necessity, like schools and hospitals, are not exceptions. Okay, from the early morning we step out of the home, we will come back, we encounter a variety of terrible noises. Our lives nowadays tend to be so busy that we have become accustomed to a constant barrage of tasks and inputs and general noise. So when we take a moment to be silent, or to be, just clear out of our speech, it plays a great role, and it's not nothingness. All right. Yet people forget that great forces by which we live are silent, but great changes have been made by speeches made by Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru. All these speeches had been somewhere or the other played a part to change the world. And our lives nowadays tend to be so busy that we have become accustomed to a constant barrage of tasks, and we use not the self-esteem of our silence be valued in our lives. Okay, thank you. This is it.
You still have 6 seconds left. Do you have anything else you want to add on?
All right. Shall I start?
Yeah, speak your topic and then start.
I'd like to see the timer on my screen first.
Are you able to see the timer?
Not yet.
The timer
You
starts
start.
as soon as you start
Yeah.
speaking.
Oh, all right. So my funny second topic is love at first sight is a myth or a reality. So I'd like to begin with speaking the facts, which is it's never love at first sight. Anything you see for the first time can be a lust or infatuation, because at the end of the day, anything that we want to present our minds and heart to can never be satisfied with just one side. All right. But speaking that, exceptions do happen, because it's the beauty of the love that it can take place anytime at any moment. It doesn't require a 2-week notice or a 2 years notice. It can be instantly, spontaneously. That's the beauty of the love. But yes, we do sometimes that love at first sight love at first sight doesn't quite end up well in some cases, because the people who decided that it was love was not actually love, but just their attraction towards their bodies. And I would not disagree when we say that it was not love, but it is also believed that many people found their true soulmates randomly in just places like we could never even think about. And when we think of this such a scenario, we think of movies and reality shows, but actually in real life, it's very hard to find something like this. And it is to be very honest, it is not as common as we see in the movies.
Okay.
And can I say one thing, Chairperson? You don't have to mark me on this, but just the sake of my argument topic, I would like to put an example of bad advertising, which is Patanjali. Patanjali actually showcased that it is very natural and stuff like that, but in countries like Korea and I think Japan, it has been banned because of the preservative levels that it puts in its products. Thank you.
You're completely right about that point. Even in India, there are a lot of cases of false advertising with regards to Patanjali. So there have been about like 20 lakh above, monetary value cases upon him. So your point is
exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, can we have our next team going, please? That's Wolford 03 and Wolford 04. Can I get a
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We are
Okay,
ready.
great. Just a quick reminder, please pay attention to Ananya's picture on the screen. So you shift your perspective as soon as she indicates you should. The timer will
Sure.
also be on the screen right there. And that's it. You're good to go.
You're able
Thank
to
you.
see, right? And you'll be able to hear me just in case.
Yeah.
Focus, okay? On me. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
So I'll be starting. My name is Rohini and I'm from the Wilford contingent. So I'll be starting with the first serious topic that I've gotten, which is should institutions be imposing uniforms? So the thing is that I'm going to be starting off with why they should. So institutions should be imposing uniforms because we come from a very diverse society. Okay, so we have people belonging to different economic classes. So whatever said and done, it is unfortunate, but what people wear does reflect where they come from. So in order to avoid that, I think it's best for institutions to impose uniforms. Okay, switching to why I feel they shouldn't be, it's because I feel like it's not an ideal situation. And at least for me, I was never really comfortable wearing them. And I felt it was always playing to my disadvantage. So I was never really confident at all wearing uniforms. So I feel like they should not be imposing uniforms at all in an institution. Should I continue?
Continue with this only.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the thing is that what happens is that when you are actually not imposing uniforms, people are left to their own things, so they can wear what they want and they're in their own clothes. So that I mean, the kind of confidence you have immediately is like a completely different thing. So I'm switching to why they should be imposing it. So in these institutions, education is the focus, right? So this immediately is a distraction. So in order to avoid any kinds of distractions, and another thing that I want to say in to support this point is that it also saves a lot of time because you already have in mind what you're going to be wearing. So in the morning, so you have a lot more time for this. Sorry, did you say? Okay, yeah. So the thing is that the kids at this age are at an impressionable age. So they will unfortunately start to judge people by what they're wearing. So first, you want to be able to avoid that. So if everyone's wearing the same thing, it's a lot simpler. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Can I see the timer?
It will begin the moment you start.
Okay, great. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Aditi, and I'm from the contingent team World 4. So my serious topic is, do government subsidies improve the financial abilities of the poor or not? I'd like to start by saying yes, that it'll help the poor in some extent because of the low prices of the products. And when the prices are low, automatically it'll help the poor and they can buy it and they can. Yeah, so if I have to speak against it, and since the products prices are very low, the demand will increase, and the industries might not be able to supply much products, and it'll lead to inflation and the product shortages as well. So, and it's always very difficult to measure success as in case of subsidies, because when they give you subsidies, when they already give you free products and stuff, then the people will not make an effort to change their lifestyles and improve their standardizations. And then to say it's good, and it also makes poor people lives easier, and it's great supply of goods. It's actually like a boon to all the industrialists, and it's that results in higher taxes to all the taxpayers in the economy, and that is not fair to all the other people who earns hard money, and they'll have to pay for the government subsidies, and they'll have to pay for the lives of other people. So that's, as I said, the long-term decline of industries. It'll help. I think my time's up. So
Actually, I can no longer see
Ananya,
on the screen, yeah.
I think she got disconnected.
Yeah, let's give her a minute.
Can someone get in touch with her?
She's back.
Okay. I think we lost you for a minute there. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I heard what you were saying. So I just heard at the point you were saying. I'm going to connect myself on another device for a minute because I don't want this to happen again. So I'm just connecting. You just add me from that device. All right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Can you see me and hear me?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I'm sorry
Yeah.
for the issue, but yeah, I was able to hear the last point, so don't worry about that. Whosoever was the person. So let's begin the second topic now.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so can I start?
Yeah, start.
Okay, sure. So this is the light-hearted topic that I'll be talking about. So the one I've gotten is, are nuclear weapons just big boy toys? So the thing is that it's not. I'm going to start with that side first. So the thing is that they have to be handled with care. Whatever said and done, it is an enormous thing. Firstly, it's not even like an explored field fully. So there's a lot of things we don't know at all. So it's something that can go seriously wrong. So the extent of damage can be phenomenal. So
Change.
Okay, so coming to why they are just toys, the thing is that the fear of them seems to be a lot more than the actual threat. So that's something that's always been there. I feel like the hype and the caused by media and other companies as well that actually produce them are they've made it a lot worse, sound like a lot worse than it actually is. So that's always something that's we should be considering.
Change.
Okay, so like I've said, the extent of damage is phenomenal. And another thing to consider is that the waste disposal is a completely different affair. So the waste itself is so toxic, and that too can cause so much damage. So that's something companies should be taking care of as well. And they are not just big boy toys.
Change.
The reason why they are dangerous, the reason why they are not is because a lot of people believe that it's more of a political stance than like a military defense thing. Because, for example, look at North Korea, the way that they're piling up all of these weapons, it seems more like a to make it seem a lot more intimidating than them actually using it or it coming to that stage. So that's why I believe that they are just big boy toys.
Great.
Yeah. Actually done.
Yeah, thank you, Rohini. And my lighthearted topic that I got is, would you rather travel 100 years forward or back in time? So I would start by saying that I would travel 100 years forward because of I am very much curious to see all the technologies and stuff what there'll be, and to explore all the technologies. I'm sure it'll all be very robotic, and everything will be robotized.
Change.
And also, in another hand, I would like to travel back 100 years backward because of the easier and simpler lifestyle. The death rates were very low, and it was so much stress-free environment, and the environment was so good. There was no pollution at all. The people used to work hard and live their lives, earn their own
Change.
food. And in the other hand, if I have to say, I'm very much curious to know what will happen to all these relationships, and the relationship between a person to person 100 years forward. I'm sure it'll be very difficult with all the robotics and everything that's happening. The world will be filled with all the robots, and human specialization will come down at that point of time.
Change.
And to move backward in 100 years, it'll be very difficult to communicate. Now we have phones, tablets, and it's very much easier way of communication. But then 100 years backwards, there was nothing there, and people used to suffer a lot. And that's something that I do not want to. That's why I do not want to go back. And as I said, pollution was very low, and they were all very much curious about the environment and safety of the environment. So yeah, that's my time. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, contingent Walford, sorry. Next up we have Red 16 and Red 15. I can see red 15 is red 16 also here. Okay, great. I can see you, boy. Yeah, you can start as soon as you're ready.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Palak Jain, and my co-partner is Harsh Dalal. So our topic is juveniles should be tried and treated as adults. So talking about this topic, the main purpose for which a juvenile should go to the juvenile court is guidance and treatment rather than punishment. So and basically treatment, although minors may be aware of the distinction between the right and the wrong, immaturity should be a reason for them for not being tried as an adult criminal. So we have seen many cases such as the Hathras cases and many
Change.
other cases in which what the juvenile do is they commit some crimes. And okay, so according to me, juveniles should be the age limit for a juvenile is 18. So according to me, the government should decrease the age limit. That is, the government is also working on this to decrease the age limit to 15 years, because 18 is a very big age, a very big number, and till the age
Change.
of 18 adult. Okay, so according to me, juveniles should also be taken to the centers such as uh, the remedial centers, where they will be treated, and they will be told about what is wrong and what is right, because what a basic reason for them committing these crimes is their illiteracy and lack of education. So
Change.
once we will okay, so according to me, minors nowadays are getting into crimes just because they have extremely lack of resources, and they were not provided with resources by their family, which is also one of the reason due to which they are committing so many crimes.
Yeah, can I start?
Yeah, start.
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Harsh Dalal, and first, my serious topic is the globalization, a boon or a bane. So, to start with a boon, globalization is a boon as it opened the markets and lead to the growth of the economy, as it allows the imports and exports, which helps the markets to. Okay,
Change.
so sometimes the excessive of imports of the foreign goods leads to the decrease in the demand for the domestic market goods, which even leads to the unemployment, as there is no need for the manufacturing of the goods, as the ready-made product is already available from the foreign market. Okay, so if uh, it can be a boon, as it leads to increase in the usage of the goods, as and also it increases the standard of living of the people, as they are able to access more of the goods, as before the globalization, and was not able to access the goods. Okay, so it can be a bane as a sorry, 1 minute. So it is a bane as it
It's fine. Unemployment issue that you were talking about, you can talk about that,
yeah.
perhaps.
So if it reduction in the employment can also increases the crime rates in the country, as people need. Okay.
Okay, so our next topic is immortality, a boon or a ban. So when we were born, we had been instilled a mindset from our parents or school that one day we all have to die. So talking about immortality means a lifelong, that you won't be dying. So for me, like people generally they sacrifice the life of the people or the animals by thinking that if they'll do this, their life will get
Change.
increased or will get added. And moreover, okay, so now let's just associate immortality with scientific reasons. So there are many technologically advanced countries such as Russia, Japan. They are evolving such technology which can increase the life of a person, which can increase the life of a person, and also help them to have a better life. Like we can also talk about South Korea, which is a country where people Okay, so now let's talk about some other cultural beliefs, such as people nowadays what do they intake medicines which claims that they can increase a person's life. So there are many countries where people are taking these medicines in order to increase their life and in order to have a very healthy life, so which is not good for their health. So as also with that, I want to say that it is not a boon nor a ban. Okay, so lastly, I would like to say that it is not a boon because life is not always happy. There are also ups and downs in our lives. So if you want to live thousands of the years, and then you will be facing many of the problems, such as sadness, lack of money, and many things which will.
Okay, so now my funny topic is the playing of the video games increases the IQ levels or not. So to start with, uh, yeah, it increases the IQ level as the playing of video games involves the strategy making and planning, which improves the thinking ability of a child while he plays a game. So okay, so and sometimes the excessive playing of the games can also move the child off track of his goals, and sometimes can also reduce his the concentration power on studies and the other things uh, which he wants to focus on. So and excess of gamings can also lead to the serious health issues of okay, so it helps to work a child as a team on how to solve the various problem in that situations, and how to build and how to build okay, so excessive gaming can lead to various health issues like various issues in the eyes, and also the excessive gaming can lead to the child in depression and ma'am, you are on mute.
Okay. Sorry.
Sorry for that.
No, it's fine. Okay. So the next team.
The next team is, I think, Red 16 and Red 15, or was that was sorry, Helios 1 and Helios 2.
Okay.
We both here.
Yes.
Can we, yeah, and 1, Helios 01.
Yes, so good afternoon, everyone. So my topic, which is funny, is age difference is an important factor. So first of all, I need to tell you that in favor that age difference is actually good, but in certain limits. Like what will happen if your husband or your wife is having white hair and you are of 20 years old or 30 years old? And at the same time, in against, if I would tell that age difference is not that much good, because what will happen if they are having the same age and they are not having so much of experience and everything. One person should be there who should have all the experiences, so that they can tackle with more adultness.
Change.
Yeah, and the second favorable thing which I would like to tell is that there can be different things in which, if the a person is having age difference, then they both can have different things which they can share. Like they can have different things, like one would be having the other thing and the first would be having the other thing, they would be sharing. And at the second point of against, I would be telling that the same age person are like, usually if the same age person are there, they are like child. They are like
Change.
child. They quarrel very much.
You're done? You can speak
Yeah.
for 6 seconds more. Okay.
Okay, so hi, my name is Pratiksha. Good evening, everyone. So my serious topic is education should be privatized, private schools, etc.
So I feel that education should be privatized because the level of improvement the other kids have than the government student is really commendable. Like you see how good they are in the resources, the way they speak, the confidence that they have, you cannot find that in the government schools.
Change.
On the other hand, if you see that the government is really trying hard in its curriculum and is bringing out the best in kids, it is helping the rural kids where these private companies cannot reach, the government is going and helping them. Privatization is good because the level of competition, you get to face the best people in the entire world. Like how crazy it is to be there and compete with them and have
Change.
that level. On the other hand, whereas you see a person coming from a poor background who doesn't have these resources and having it for the first time, having a book in the hand for the first time, reading everything that he cannot even imagine is something that the government is doing. On the other hand, where you can see that the private schools are taking kids on another level, where you can compete on global levels, you don't have to worry about the rural people. You don't have the competition that is so
Change.
low. It should not be privatized because what is made in your country should stay here and you should progress in it. Thank you.
Good.
So my next is the serious topic, and it's that all should have guns. So in favor, I would like to tell all should have guns because there are some situations in which our safety is more important. Like there are girls who have been molested. At that time, they can be saved. They can protect themselves at that time. So it's important to have one protection for ourselves. And in the against, I would like to tell, what if a lady is going to the market and the owner of the market would tell that this price would be like this, it's very high price, then she would just kill him. So that's not the thing. Nobody can kill him or her or anybody like that. So
Change.
that's the thing. And in favor, again, I would like to tell that it can be used for threatening somebody, like for making some work which is important, not actually killing, but just threatening. And then in against, I would like to tell that gun should not be used, as they can have
Change. Speak for four.
Okay. In for, I can tell that maybe there are some situations where, as there are government laws that nobody can kill somebody like that. So there should be some reason.
Okay.
Okay. So my second topic, that is a light-hearted one, is all people should be allowed. No, sorry. Would you choose invisibility or mind reading? So I would choose mind reading, obviously, because how cool it would be to be in a police department and be able to read someone's mind and just say that yeah, he's the killer, just arrest him. Like that is what the power of mind reading gives you.
Change.
It gives you an upper hand. On the other hand, invisibility would be so good where you can actually witness the crime without being seen by anyone, and you can just be like, I wasn't there. So that's how you can just be there and not be there. It is
Change.
that amazing. To be aware of bad people around you is very important. You cannot trust anyone. So if you have the ability to mind read someone, how cool it would be. So just say that he's not good for me. You can decide for your own self and you can be self-aware that who is good and who is not in your own life. You will be counted in the people who have the highest intellect. How
Change.
cool. Being invisible, people have the fear of exposing themselves. They are subconscious, they have insecurities. So you can overcome them by being in certain places, being with people whom you feel intimidated, and be there with them and see that it's not a big deal to be with them. You and they are as normal as everyone is. So
Change.
you can mind reading is very great because it gives you an upper hand with the people around you. Thank you.
Okay, I think we have our last and final participant. We have Red 05.
Yes.
And
So I will be participating alone. My partner has sore throat, like he cannot speak properly. That's what he told me. So I will be presenting on 4 topics. First, I will start with the serious one. Physical education should be compulsory subject in schools. I cannot see the ma'am, like it is
Are you able to see them?
yes, yes. And the timer?
The timer is also available on your screen.
No, it is not. It cannot be seen.
Right now, it doesn't show the time. As soon as you will start, the timer will appear on it.
Okay, thank you. So physical education should be compulsory in the subjects of school. Are we even discussing this at the time of Corona, where most of the deaths happening in the whole world are due to the ill health? The statistics show that more than 80-90% of the people who are dying of Corona are due to this.
Change.
Are due to why we should not have physical education, because there are some free times available to children to play, so they should be treated, it should be given freedom, or else the PT teacher would be here and ringing the bells all day, and we would also feel like a lecture, and we will have to spend throughout our day in school.
Change.
It is clearly seen that children are not engaging in physical sports and are playing video games at home. That's why it should be made compulsory, because physical health is essential for the overall development of the person as a whole. So we yesterday's, during the previous era, people used to play sports, but now they're just not playing sports as they have to, and just playing video games or just emailing.
Change.
But what but it is like a freedom, like they can do whatever they want, and if you are just giving them physical education, everything, if they don't want to play or they want another sports, how can you make a standard procedure for every children on what he should play? The timer was not visible, like for this, but I started speaking, but the timer was not visible.
You were given enough time. Don't worry about that, because you can just start with another topic that you have, and then you can just say if you can't see the timer right now only. But it will start the moment you speak.
Maybe because on your phone, you can't see the spotlighted ones on your screen. Try swiping. It might be there.
Okay, thank you. So my second topic is humans are the most dangerous planet on the earth. So obviously human species are the most dangerous planet on the earth. I agree, because you can see any other species, they don't live in tall buildings or create a colony for their own by destroying their planets, destroying their trees, cutting trees, and impacting the environment in such
Change.
a serious way. No, humans are trying to protect the planet. Now the technology has been coming so that if there are some asteroids coming, then we can protect from the eventuality. If humans are not there, then as per the natural cycle, the planet would have to be destroyed one way or the other. So humans are protecting and trying to make the planet as safe as possible. So it
Change.
is, but they are cutting down trees, and the it is due to the climate change. We cannot control everything, but humans are thinking that they can control everything in the planet, and because of this they are causing more harm. And as the new technologies grows, the side effects will be known to us in 5 to 10 years later. But as per the
Change.
normal but humans are the one who are concerned of the planets, and they are thinking of importing minerals and everything which is deficient from the other planets, which no other species can do. So for proper maintenance, there should be a proper expertise which are only available for humans. So they are like the protectors of the planet Earth, not the destructors. So because of them, they can maintain the right balance.
Fine.
And now the funny part. So I will say, so my topic for the funny part is climate change is a myth. Yes, so climate change is a myth. Yes, You can see around 10-15 years back, rainy season happened only during the rainy season. But now rainy season happens virtually 12 months ahead, in a year. And now also people are debating that is climate change a myth or not. Obviously, it is a myth. It is not.
Changed.
It is not a myth. It is a myth. It is a myth, obviously, because how do you know that the temperature, how the carbon dioxide is only affecting, or there could be many other factors. The scientific community is very brave in saying that yes, this is the reason why this happens. If they would have been so, then they would have not created such a pollution, because they don't know
Changed.
anything. It is obviously a myth we can see in our daily life, like when the temperature rises and when the ozone layer is depleted, and you can see the difference of how it is evolving, the common structure. So it is already a myth. So it is a myth. It is not a myth. We have to accept it, and just the big industrialists say that it is not a myth. It's all fiction.
Changed.
It is a myth because the scientific community is not on one page in defining whether the climate change is a myth or not. And it could just be an estimation. And how could a person determine and tell 100% sure that this is causing this? We never know.
Okay, now you have another topic.
Yes.
It's okay. So you want to start?
Yes. I just introduced the topic. Celebrities are good role models.
Okay.
So
Start.
yeah, celebrities. Yes, celebrities are very good role models for how to live a lavish life, how to just don't fear of anything, and just walk around freely throughout the country, or just go to the vacation like the places of Maldives. And they are the perfect role model. There are so many role models in our country, and whom we consider as role models, they are the celebrities. Yeah, it's the perfect fit.
Change.
But there are there's celebrities like Akshay Kumar, and they are contributing so much to the society. We should learn and from them, and not see the negative aspects which happens in every industry. But mostly the every person, like celebrities like this Virat Kohli, have donated so much rupees for the PM Cares Fund, and they are socially responsible and understand the responsibilities, so
Change.
they can. But they are more like they are spending lavish life, and they are living for their own. They are not living for the society as a whole. Our role model should be the persons who are living for the society and not keeping this for self-interest in mind, living for others, because they are very difficult to get, and they are the one whom we should admire, so that our society prospers and grows, and not the selfish people who are all.
Okay.
Okay, I think that was our last participant for this round.
Yeah.
We've had quite a comprehensive round going with a lot of different topics. Thank you, participants, for coming up with so much on the spot so quickly. Thank you so much, Ananya, for spending your
Thank
time
you.
here this afternoon. We hope you had a good time.
Definitely.
Thank you to our sponsors once again, and thank you for attending.
Thank you.
Will you tell us the results now?